Abstract Essay, where ideas take shape, thoughts find depth, and every conversation explores the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have my special guest. Well, she is the founder of the Shiva method, no other than Miss Fran Bailey. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, Miss Fran on Abstract Essay. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Well, my background is I grew up in a metaphysical home, and my background is dance, music, and lots of acting, and but the combination of growing up in a metaphysical home and a lot of love and also the arts and the interest in the human condition sort of inspired me. And, I always kind of knew things as a child. Dreams would come true and I would see things like I thought everybody else did too. But I think I sort of knew more more than most. And then I had a near-death experience at age 12. And that sort of changed me quite a bit, not knowing that it had until later. But when that happens, your soul shifts, or you get closer to the concept of, oh wow, I'm closer to my soul. I'm not afraid of death. So life went on, and I danced for years and choreographed and understood that energy is everything, and that music and moving the body are the same thing. It's like simultaneously expressing yourself through the body. So I understood that I didn't have to speak, but I could just share what I was feeling through my body. So I understood that concept of energy. And then I was teaching at a Montessori school, and a metaphysical doctor came up to me and he said, "You can see energy, and I want you to start training." And I went, okay. So he was from South Africa, and I trained with his trainer, an energy healer out of California. Her name was Rosalind Briere, and brilliant medical intuitive. And basically, that woke up the healer in me. And I think I've been a healer many, many lifetimes. So basically, they found me, and I went, oh no, I have to really do this now. So that's kind of how it happened. And I trained for years, and then worked for an alternative center for 12 years, became an energy healer, combined my work with dance and energy healing and deep meditation, understanding that the soul and how that we're all connected. And then I had cancer, stage 4 cervical cancer, after my father died, and said that I'm going to try to heal myself with some medical work. But I knew that cancer was an interruption in my life. It wasn't going to take over. So I worked on myself, did energy work in that area, and started killing the cancer cells. And I think I had one surgery, and I've been cancer free ever since. So I think that sort of catapulted the Shiva method, and said, okay, I'm going to design something that's easy for people to understand, and that they can become their own healers, basically. So that's kind of the nutshell.
A nutshell indeed. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Miss Fran Bailey. And today let's talk about everything is energy. What or want to work with yours? Well, I want the energy works for me, Miss Fran. So tell us, the phrase everything is energy is often attributed to Einstein. Moving
Yes.
beyond the code, what does this concept feel like on your body when you stop truly sense it?
Well, you truly sense it in that if you look at the bigger picture, that we are capable of changing our lives and changing our energy. So thought is energy.
Yes.
A thought is an energy. So if you, I'll give you an example. If you are on a pattern thought, let's say of anxiety, like I can't get out of this loop. I can't, I'm thinking about this all the time, or you're there's an argument that is present and you can't get past it. You can't get clarity because you're in it. So if you use your body with meditation or physical activity or the concept of separating from the thought and looking back and saying, okay, I'm going to ground and look at this in another perspective, so that that thought doesn't become senior, so that I don't become the thought. I observe what is happening and then step away from it. Do I want to continue in that thought, or do I want to get away from it? So the idea that everything is energy, you can change it and shift it. So let's say you get rid of that thought and put it outside your body and your aura. And then you say, okay, well, now that's gone. Now I have more space. Now I can look at that situation from another perspective, which is really the third eye, probably, the higher self. And then your reaction changes. Then your energy changes. So essentially, we are what we create, right?
Yes.
So we can change that thought, change the energy, and change the outcome.
If you had to describe your own unique energy as it feels on your best day, not emotional terms, but physical ones, what would it be?
I would say that I would feel physically aligned, number one, because I'm a dancer, I have to have that alignment. But that as my body is strong in alignment, that I can also observe my emotions, my mood, and if my energy is low and my energy is high, the best day is when everything's in sync, when everything's flowing, when there is no resistance.
No resistance indeed. How
Yes.
might viewing your emotions, thoughts, and physical sensation as different forms or frequencies of energy change the way you relate to them?
Yes. And so let's say let's say you have a situation where you are a close friend and that friend is going through lots of trauma and lots of hard things in their lives.
Hmm.
And you as a friend want to take it away from them. You want to help them, but you want to fix it for them, right? Or your daughter or your husband or your wife or your mom or dad, or you want to fix it for them. The key is to understand, be empathetic, and listen to where they are, maybe suggest some things for them, but you can't become and fix it for them. So you can become emotional about it, but not take it on. So as a healer, that's what I've had to learn, is that a lot of times I would take on someone else's energy because I wanted to save them, I wanted to fix them. However, we can't decide someone's destiny. We can't decide their fate. They have to go through it themselves. At the same time, all you can be is that loving energy to support them. And suggest, if you have some sort of wisdom about the subject or the thing that they're going through, then share that. And don't try not to let them assume it, not you assume that they're going to react a certain way. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, Miss Fran. Makes sense indeed. So let's talk about sensing and perceiving energy. We all perceive energy, which is our five senses, is the most potent gateway for you to feel the vibe of a person, place, or solutions, or situation, I should say.
So
Is it,
you're
yeah,
asking me
yes.
how I.
Is it a gut feeling or something else?
Well, it's interesting. I think it's a simultaneous thing. When I come into a situation where I'm reading the energy and I get an immediate sense that it's okay, it's a go, it's a green light, then that's not a problem. But I'm also aware of how I kind of jump in, and I have to observe myself not jumping in, but be the observer. At the same time, someone who is has a huge energy, I'm very aware of the ego of that person.
Hmm.
So I can look at that person and say the ego is senior, the ego is speaking, not the authentic person. So then I observe, okay, well, that's where they are, that's what they're doing. I'm going to play with this, but I'm always looking for the authenticity in anyone. So I will always go to that place if I can. So the thing we do as humans is we judge.
Yes.
And what's fascinating and what is most important is that we observe that you're judging and observe what you're judging. That sounds like a lot of work, but if you know your energy, you don't have to worry about any of that. It's just you just sort of feel, you just know, hear, see, smell that okay, I'm centered, I know I can come in and out of these situations with not a problem. If it gets too much, I will leave because it's too overwhelming, or I will leave the room and come back, or that's how I have to work.
So, Miss Fran, can you sense my energy right now through this conversation?
Can I sense your energy?
Yes.
Yes. I would say you're very solid. You're very in alignment, and you're on track with what you're doing. And I think that the beauty is that you don't have any doubt.
Hmm. Interesting, Miss Fran. And think a specific person whose presence consistently energizes you. What is the quality of the energy? Now, think of someone who drains you. What is the quality of theirs?
Okay, someone who inspires me is someone who is intrigued by life.
Yes.
They have a vibrancy about them that is wanting to know it all, and being a part of life, being in life, and accepting the good, the bad, and the ugly. At the same time, they have studied themselves enough to know about who they are. Um, the person that is um, nervous,
Yes.
unsettled, anxious, um, as I say, there are people who need chaos in their lives to survive. Those are the ones that I observe and try to help, but that is their choice. I'm not comfortable in that situation a long time. because the chaos continues and continues and continues. And that's really hard for me to understand. Is that
Oh,
making
makes
sense?
sense. Makes sense, Miss Fran. I visualize it as you talking by. So, practical management and cultivation.
Mm-hmm.
Just as food affects your body, what consume affects your energy field. What energetic pollutants will affect you.
Um, I think too much disorder, number one. Number two, if the energy is lower, like a lower frequency, and there's a lot of disorder and chaos, that's a lower frequency that is dense. And the density of that is a cue. And if I get into that density, which is where we're human, we do that, then I need to step away and look at that and see what I'm attaching to. So, in other words, we as humans go up and down. And if there is a down period, that is actually the shadow, right?
Yes.
So the shadow appears and it's not terrible. It's just, it's a lesson. It's a cue that, okay, I'm in the shadow. So what do I need to find? And what is it that I need to clear? Or what is it that I need to sit with to understand the next evolution, the next growth, the next. Does that answer the question?
Indeed, Miss Fran, indeed. When your energy feels scattered or anxious, what is your most effective practice for grounding or pulling that energy down into the earth and your body?
Okay, so grounding, of course, meditation. I work deep in the chakra system. I always ground at the center of the earth and then go into the spiritual higher planes, but always am able to track what's happening. So there's either, is it the mind? Is it the body? Is it the heart? What's disconnected? So I get cues from the body that something's wrong usually. When my emotions are out of whack, my body gets affected by it, usually in my gut. So that's sort of a cue. And I said, okay, so I need to breathe. I need to meditate. I need to get back in alignment. And then I asked the question, okay, is that my ego? What are my needs? And are my needs overriding the situation? So what I call on is the authentic person to move out of that space. So I breathe. I usually get a cue in the middle of the night to clear, usually about 5 in the morning. I will get my guides or my whatever you want to call them. They come in and they say, "Oh, okay. Well, this is what's happening," or try to clear this, and then the gift is given to me so that I can share it with others. So it's sort of like in the middle of the night, those are the messages, and that's the choreography in which I need to share to the world. So I get these downloads.
Miss Fran, describe a small routine task or making a coffee or starting your computer. How would you imbue the task with a specific positive energy or intention, thereby transforming the act itself?
Good question. All I know is that when I get a hit, like at 5 in the morning, and I'll get a download of writing or a new way of clearing, I have to come in and write it in the computer right away. Otherwise, I'll forget it. So it's like a dream or something, and then you write it down. So let's say you just write it down. Then what I'll do is I'll do my method, which is the Shiva method, which is a 20-minute body clearing where I stretch and do certain exercises, acupressure points to clear all the chakras, and stretching and working out or whatever I need to do, or take a walk, go to nature. Then I'll come back and recheck the information that was given, edit, go back again, and continue the process of evolving the information. And so that is a high level of creativity that puts me in a place of nirvana, so to speak, where my inner self is pleased, pleases the soul, the body, the heart, the mind. So that's how we pull it together. It's that kind of highly creative energy that is a gift to implement in the daily life.
Miss Fran, what are the 3 to 5 quick, foolproof techniques you can use in the moment when you feel your energy plummet?
Okay, so when you say plummet, so I always have this expression, the body doesn't lie. What is the body telling you? When you say plummet, that may mean that you need to rest.
Hmm.
When your energy is out of your body, when you're distracted and not in your body, and you are in that thought, you're not aware of the body. That's when injuries happen. That's when the body will get you back in because of what the body is telling you to do, which is get back into your body. So when the energy is off, we seek as humans to balance, right?
Yes.
We are drawn to that in order to get us back on track. So if you say simply, I'm out of balance, what do I need? What does my body need? What do I need to do for me today? So I do this with my clients, and it's a very easy exercise. But I ask people to lay on the floor in a room by themselves, put their hand on their heart, and ask, what do I need to do for me today? And you wait and you stay and you stay until you get some sort of reaction. It could be crying. It could be breathing. It could be an answer you've been waiting for, or it could be nothing. And you just stay there. Nothing is something. Because you're actually connecting with your body, just laying there. And you want to breathe, right? You want to breathe, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm holding my breath, waiting for you to breathe.
And relax. So, Miss Fran, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in 5th season. Abstract poetry on 2nd season, and my book 101 review in 5th season too. Comedy 101 in 2nd season, and my food 101 in 5th season as well. Geography 101 in 4th season, and my baby podcast, Low 101 and Mental Health 101, Love Letters in 3rd season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in 4th season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its 1st season. Please listen to them. wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Fran, if your energy truly impacts your reality and people around you, what is the specific high vibrational energy you want to consciously radiate today without any attachment to the outcome?
I would say that the biggest thing that I would share would be number one, be yourself. Don't apologize for where you are in your life. Every experience
Yes.
is sacred, and that love is at the altar of truth. And that is what I live by. And my energy is mostly in that direction, so that it becomes something else. When someone is near me, then it becomes that. And that vibe responds to them. And then the vibe comes back to me, and that becomes the higher frequency.
Miss Fran Bailey, thank you so much for sharing your energy to the world. Hoping for more and more energized energy to come. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
My website is franbaileyhealer.com. I have a free meditation on my website. Um, I am doing a big project in Boulder, Colorado, in next month, and you can do one-on-ones through Zoom with me. I usually work in threes, so I really do a huge impact. Um, so I do these free meditations like 3 or 4 times a year, and they're pretty powerful. So you can go on my website, and there's a whole bunch of meditations that you can download. There's a $44 3 meditations. It's a package that you can get right now, and it's good stuff. So,
Yes, good stuff indeed to harness your energy for sure. So, Miss Fran, thank you so much for your time.
thank you.
Yes, people, thank you so much. And let's support Miss Fran Bailey. Because if you support her, for sure, radiance energy will come. More to come, people. See you soon.
Thank you.